All right, here we go. Welcome everybody to the first official, unofficial episode of the Phish Tank. This week's episode is brought to you by absolutely no one. We have no sponsors. We
I
are
can't
going
breathe in this tank. I don't have gills.
absolutely raw. Yes.
Help.
Even though we don't have any sponsors, our budget was high enough to create this cool animated background that you see on the screen right now. If you're watching this with video, however,
$15.
if you're using audio, you're out of luck. But yes, we did. If anything,
costs money to use the audio.
Yeah, if the video will be free. All right, so
it's perfect for them. Using audio.
Jumping right into this, my name is Salty Fish. My first name is Philippe. I guess I should give that information. Louis, would you like to present yourself?
Hi, my name's Louis. I go by Louis Smile on Twitch and stuff, and my artist project is named Smile. I'm a music guy. It's pretty much it.
Spelled SMLE. Don't forget that.
Yeah, sure.
And,
People talking over me. That's fine.
Listen, I just want to help you out, man. Okay, people first-time listeners might be like, "Oh, SMILE. That makes sense," and I'll be like, "No, it's
SIMILE.
I'm Twobold. Yeah, I still what I'm saying. I'm Twobold. TWOBOLD. Because there's multiple ways to spell two.
If we're spelling
Louis.
out our names, then I should say that my name is Salty Fish, spelled with a PH, not an F.
Yes. See, that's helpful.
People, and your last name is
yeah, and my last name, sure. And my first name's Christian. What's up?
I've never actually given my full name to the internet. Christian, I don't think you have either.
Oh no, I have repeatedly.
I'm pretty sure I have said said both of your names on your streams once, and you both have gotten mad at me. I think so.
I don't
think I got mad at you. I got mad. I know who for a fact the first person that ever gave away my name, or like in its entirety, I'm pretty sure was Sam.
She does a lot on your streams sometimes.
She does.
Well, what did she give out your address or something?
No, she came dangerously close to once, and she was belligerently drunk. But it's okay. She didn't, so it's all fine.
I have my own reasons for not putting my, I guess, last name out there. But what are yours?
General privacy, I think.
Like, what are you trying to hide?
I'm not trying to hide anything. You can find me on like all my social media. It's just there's nothing to hide. It's just like I don't know. I don't want people just poking around in my private life for no reason easily. Like if you're gonna go out of your way to do it,
streaming instead of a normal job.
Exactly.
There's something to hide.
I like privacy. Clearly. That's why I decided to take on a face cam.
I just get nervous that once somebody has your last name, you can look it up on the internet and you can just like scroll through websites and find information about you. Because I remember the scariest thing that happened to me was that somebody just took swimming information about me and then they were able to track some info down. So I had to talk to my coach.
Where you went and stuff?
Yeah. So I had to talk to my coach and be like, hey, so I kind of have this whole YouTube thing going. And I don't want all this public info out there, like to this extent. So he actually did limit and restrict some of the information that was on my profile versus other people's. Yeah. But then out of that conversation, he kept talking to me. He's just like, so when are you going to sponsor me or give me a loan? Like that, my coach kept asking me about that because he's just like, you do this for work? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm probably going to continue it after. He didn't look at any of the videos, but he knew what it meant to be a YouTuber.
Actually, I have a question for you. Well, all right, going back on the name thing, you could just search my full name or you search SMLE and you can have all of my information. I'm looking at it right now. It's not good, actually. I'm just like Googling SMLE music and you have everything.
The rest of my friends and
you can have everything,
your address,
full name. No, not at I'm hoping not the address.
That's like a different thing with musicians. It's like a different thing with musicians. You like willingly gave that information to like
of course.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you look
during the COVID thing, I showed the card that I got the vaccine, and then everybody's like, "Oh, you gotta like cover your birthday. They'll get you search my name, you have everything." like
I was too scared. I saw these rumors. See, yeah, I get very scared about your private information being leaked and made public. So I didn't take a picture of my vaccine card at all. Just like even if they saw like maybe it showed the hospital that I got it at, and they would have looked and they could have had like public files to my name and all that, and be like, when did he show up? When did he leave? And then they could have tracked me down or something. Yeah,
my thing is I've come to realize like I'd rather it not be easy for people to find me, but if people want to, it's not hard. Like, there's no way in hell it would be
Yeah.
difficult to find out who I am, where I live, that kind of thing. Like, if you're truly dedicated, it's spooky to think about, but I know for a fact you could do it.
Fucking Too Mad put out a video where you see our house, like, and on a GPS.
Oh yeah.
In AJ's Tesla, like it's really bad. I was gonna ask you, Phish. So, did you go to your school on a scholarship for swimming, or you just joined?
No. So I went
you only
there.
learned how to swim in college.
No, I
first time you'd ever been in water.
This was actually kind of, I guess, I didn't realize how little my Twitch stream knew, or I guess my YouTube and Twitch following knew about my swimming background until I did that one stream where I bought someone who used to be on my team in the car with me, and he answered some questions about
that was a good stream.
I just forgot to give, like, some information that I didn't realize I didn't give. But the story behind how I joined the swim team in college is that I did it in high school. And when I went to the college that I was at, mind you, I didn't have swimming in mind at all. Like, I was just looking for a school. I didn't have a sport that I was going to participate in. But it turns out that they had one, and my mom told me, like, oh, you should ask if you can get involved. And I thought it was going to be kind of like the same thing as high school, where it wasn't going to matter at all. Like, you could basically skip practice whenever, and it wouldn't be a big deal. Just email the coach and all that. And I'm just like, oh, well, I mean, I guess I could maybe get away with that.
And you thought to yourself, you know what? Maybe I could wring a scholarship out of this easy shit. Like,
no, I did not have that in mind. Money was not on my mind, because I didn't think I was good enough.
At a collegiate level with no swimming ability whatsoever.
No, even at
and
the
then
time,
somehow you made captain, which is just
like
amazing.
Well, yeah, the way that I was looking at it was, I would have felt bad if I was like stealing money from my college to be on their swim team, because I definitely didn't think I was skilled enough to do that. So I went in with and I just went first day of practice. Like, at one point I had to get out because just like, Jesus Christ, I'm way too tired, and the coach was just like, get back in, and I'm like, I'm miserable. But for some reason I kept going back, and I'm so glad I did, because eventually I learned the team enough, like the dynamic. And I was told that when I was team captain, there was another team captain. I was the Disney dad, is what I was referred to. And then the other guy captain was called the strict mom.
The Disney dad? What the hell
yeah,
is
like
that
I would just let
Disney
people.
dad?
I would just let people do anything, because I would let people, slip past some of the rules and restrictions that were put into place. But besides that, yeah, I'd say
So you're like the person that just lets their workers violate OSHA so long as the job gets done.
Did your college ever win anything?
No.
Yeah, I mean, well,
no.
We're not gonna get any. No, we did.
You guys won stuff?
Yeah,
no.
we won stuff. We did. Yeah.
No,
I don't know why Twobold's saying no. He knows literally nothing about it.
I have zero knowledge.
The reason I bring it up,
I don't even know what his best stroke was. I think it was backstroke, butterfly, or some shit.
Okay, I was made to do backstroke, but I've
stroke.
always been a freestyler. No, a horrible breaststroke. What were you gonna say?
The reason I bring it up, because if you went on a scholarship, you probably wouldn't have been able to do the YouTube thing during, right? They would have taken that money, or they would have stopped you.
What do you mean taking that money?
So there is like in there is like this big scandal, University of Miami, where those in college, they don't get paid, like the athletes, even though they make so much money for the school and the NCAA, I think it's called. And they don't get paid. It's this huge thing that I'm sure still is going on, but they're not allowed to make money also. So if they're doing a YouTube, this guy started a YouTube channel, started growing to maybe like 200,000 subscribers. It started seeing really well. He would like not even stream the practices or anything, but just like general football tips and stuff like that. And then they made him take it down because it was making him money.
Oh,
it's like illegal.
Wait, but
that's because it's associated with the scholarship thing, right?
No, it was just football. He didn't stream any of the practices, didn't even wear the gear, like nothing.
Oh, he just made streams or videos about football.
It's like you're making YouTube content. Yeah.
That would be if I played water polo in the school pool or something, right? That would be the equivalent?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Wow, college really is just the worst thing you could do to yourself. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. If you want to make money, don't go to college. And it's that easy. Scholarships are a scam. They will steal money from you in the end.
Did you graduate too, Boom?
I did.
And Phish graduated too. I'm the only one here that didn't graduate.
Never have gone to college.
No, there's actually I actually learned a lot of editing stuff, especially, and I even got into some camera work a little bit. I think definitely I don't think I got my money's worth with the job that I ended up taking after college, but there's definitely a few tips and tricks that I had no idea how to do in Photoshop and in Premiere. Yeah, I'd say it was more the technical aspect of things that I learned from college.
I think the only thing...
dude, all college did for me, because I went to college without knowing what I wanted to do, which is the worst thing you could possibly do. If your parents ever tried to get you to go to college, by the way, and you don't know what you really want to do, just get a 9 to 5 until you figure it out. Just trust me, wait until you know what you want to do, because you'll end up like me, which all college did was allow me to pull off the biggest scam of my entire life, which is teach at Harvard.
What is the story behind that? I actually have never heard that. You have to put that in your bio.
You have to put it in your bio, like Harvard teacher. All right, yeah, tell the story, dude. This is a good story.
All right, so this is my favorite story to tell people because it's all technically true. I did, in fact, teach at Harvard. The thing is, I taught a summer camp at Harvard for like a month and a half. And it's very important to understand that I went to college for 3D animation. Okay? So that's what I went to college for. I didn't know anything about coding, which is important because I got an email from this camp that did a whole bunch of technical stuff for children, and they took place on the Harvard campus. And I was like, well, it seems like a pretty great opportunity. I know how to do 3D animation. Let's do it. And like maybe 3 weeks before I'm going to go to this camp, they email me back and they say, hey, we filled the animation slot. However, we have a coding spot available, and we saw on your transcript that you took coding. And I was just like, hey, I don't know coding all that well, because obviously I'm not going to tell them outright that I literally don't know a thing about coding. When I took coding in college, I got through the first class and thought, yeah, all right, I understand what's going on. Second class, I'm like, it's getting a little shaky. Third class, it's as if I never even understood the language the teacher was talking in. I lost everything. There was nothing there. And
computers exist?
Yeah, like it was crazy how bad I am at coding. Like I can't figure it out. It's just beyond me. And the guy was just like, do you want to teach maybe this coding class? It's in Java. You have no experience in Java, but you learned C++, so maybe that'll help. And I'm like, I mean, and then they sent me a thing like, by the way, it pays $2,000 more. I'm like, I am great at coding. I would love to teach this class. I'm so good. Just give me a little while to get familiar with Java. They're like, will 3 weeks be enough? I'm like, that's more than enough. And I took 3 weeks of me learning Java to realize I couldn't learn Java. I had no ability at all with Java or any form of coding. And I went to that summer camp and I sat down with the two instructors, or not instructors, the instructor's assistants.
The TAs.
And yeah, the TAs. And they were these kids that were like 17, maybe 18, and they were going into college. And I was like, hey guys, what do you know about coding? And they're like, oh, I've been coding for years. And I'm like, that's the best thing I've ever heard. I'm like, listen, here's how my style of teaching works. Basically, I'm going to have the kids take down, I had PowerPoints that the school had prepared for me to learn how to code. Okay. Like they're like, these are what you should teach the students, and you'll figure it out through Minecraft. So that way, the kids will be engaged. And I'm like, cool, let's work with that. So I just took what they gave me and I put it on the board. And of course the TAs hadn't seen those before, so they thought I made them. And I just, I just deleted all the names of the people that had actually worked on them. I didn't claim it was mine or anything. I was just like, we need to learn this. So this is what we're going to be learning. And I told the TAs, like, listen, if the kids have any issues, I want them to try and figure it out on their own first and then go to you. And if you guys don't know what's going on, then come to me and I'll fix it. And they're like, oh my God, that's such a great way to go about it. And we'll also be learning to help out the kids. I'm like, yeah, you get it. Good shit. And those kids were so smart. They never once asked me for anything. And I was sweating bullets every single day in that class. Terrified. Terrified these children.
Dreading the moment they'd ask one question.
Exactly. I was terrified. I taught the kids integers, points, how to use a comma. And that is all I taught them. And I made sure that the kids learned buzzwords. That's what I did. I taught the kids buzzwords. So at the end, so at the end of the entire thing, when the kids had to present what they made in Minecraft, which was fuck all. It was basically nothing. Like all they did was I had them repaint their characters' stuff in Minecraft and how to add blocks in, which is you could figure that out in a YouTube video. It's super easy. And the parents came in and none of the parents knew anything about coding. And I was like, yes. Yes, this is the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, because I went up to every single parent that came up to me, and I was like, "Hey, what do you do for a living? Your kid's doing great." And they're just like, "I'm a banker. I don't know anything about computers." I'm like, "This is awesome. Let's have a conversation." And I told them all the buzzwords, and I'd bring their kid out and be like, "Hey, Timmy, what's an integer?" I'm like, "It's a number." I'm like, "What's a point?" "It's two numbers separated by a comma." I'm like, "You're doing great, Timmy." "And what's a string?" "It's a whole line of those." And I was like, "And can you do strings?" "You bet." Like, yeah, way to be, Timmy. And the mom was like, "He never pays this much attention in school." I'm like, "Yeah, he just needs to be interested." They were so happy with me. They were so happy with me. And they were very happy with that full month that I taught coding. They're like, "Hey, we have a 2-week course on VR. And it has to do with game design. We saw you did level design on your transcript." I'm like, "You bet I did."
Oh my god, you did another class?
I did another class, and this is where the scam really takes off. This is where the scam really takes off. First off, I got really lucky because again, I didn't know what was going on, so I went up to my TA. I'm like, "What's up, bud? You ever do anything in VR?" And they're like, "I have no idea." And I'm like, "Fuck." I'm like, okay. I've done some things with level design. We can make this work. And I got so lucky because they brought in like a full Oculus setup. And this was when Oculus was first coming out.
Yeah.
Like, I think when Overwatch first came out, like I remember specifically
with like the 18 cables connected out of the fucking
the first summer event. This was during the first ever summer event for Overwatch. And that's how I remember it so vividly because I would go home after I was done teaching and I would just grind for loot boxes, getting the skins. And the thing didn't work with the computers. It literally we didn't have the right specs for it. So if we couldn't turn on the Oculus, we can't make stuff in there for them to test it on. So the camp instructors all come together and they're like, "Christian, what can we do?" I'm like,
"We'll teach coding."
I was like, well, what if we just made 3D environments for Google Glasses? Because I saw we had a whole bunch of boxes over there that have the Google Glasses, and they're like, "Oh, we can make it an augmented reality class." I'm like, "Could we?" So I was just throwing out random things. I didn't. Are you sure there's not another class using those? And they're like, "No, this is a great idea, Christian. You're really good at teaching." I'm like, "Yeah, you bet I am.
Genius.
You're really prepared as an instructor." I'm like, "Yeah." So we made shit in Unity.
And then 3D modeling is you already know like that.
Yeah.
You actually know how to do that stuff.
Yeah, I know how to do that. It wasn't involved at all in level design at all. It's not at all. And I copied another PowerPoint from a different class that they taught 4 months
Wait,
later.
so you didn't know anything about that?
No, not at all.
Oh.
I knew a little bit about level design, but not enough to ever teach anyone anything about it. So I took another PowerPoint for another class they were going to show for another instructor, and I used that. And at the end of it, the kids had somewhat working levels because obviously I didn't know what was going on. I just kept telling them that the computers weren't good enough, and they believed me. And the parents came over like, "Why aren't my kids using the Oculus?" I'm like, "Well, there was a firmware update, and ever since then, we were unable to get it to work because it simply requires too much for the computers here." And the parents were like, "Well, there's nothing you can do about that." I'm like, "I know, gosh darn it, if only we could."
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, and they're like,
one of the richest schools of all time couldn't get you some new
exactly. But you know what? They bought it, and you know what? That's fine. So the kids are just like, "Okay, so what did my kids learn?" And I'm like, "Well, they made levels for Google Glasses, which is just a cardboard thing with like little glass eye holes.
Yeah.
And it's like augmented reality. You put your phone in and then it's a level." And they barely worked, but the parents are just like, "Well, you may do with the most." I'm like, "You're darn right. And this is actually pretty good for only 2 weeks." And it was dog shit. You could do it in like
There's a lot of buzzwords in that. It's like, yeah, they made augmented reality levels for the Google Glass.
And they were so happy, like, oh, can we take these home? And here's where the real scam starts. They were supposed to take the Google Glasses home. However,
I had a giant box of like a bunch of Google Glasses.
Yeah, I had all the kids put the Google Glasses back in, and I told all of them, they're for the next class. So this is mostly just teaching you guys.
You took them?
I took all of them. I put all the Google Glasses in a box. Yeah, and there was a guy that I had met. There was a guy that I had met that was talking about this stuff that I met at a bar. And he's like, yeah, I sell those things. So if you ever have like any extras left
over. Are you fucking kidding me?
Great. If you have any others left over, I'll buy them. I'm like, boy, howdy. Well, I have a whole bunch left over.
I thought you were just nervous to like give them out to like let people take them back. No, you straight up sold them.
They're supposed to go. And I was just like, well, the kids don't know how to use them, and I want money. So I took a whole box of Google Glasses, brought them over to the guy, and I took half of the profit, and he took the other half. Both made money, and it was awesome.
From Harvard.
I didn't steal from Harvard. They were going to kids that weren't going to use
them. Yo, that better be
me.
included in the description when you say you taught at Harvard. I taught and stole from Harvard.
From Harvard.
Here's the thing. It's not really Harvard. It was only a place at Harvard.
Oh, my God.
Right. Okay. I forget that part, too.
Yeah. So basically, I taught and stole from Harvard.
Now that we're doing this whole podcast thing where it's just audio, like I'd say we do something very similar whenever we're like playing video games and stuff. But now that all I have in my ears, no music, no video games, sound effects or anything, now I just have your voices, I can notice the difference in mic quality. And Christian, you always go above and beyond and say, yeah, you always go above and beyond and say mic quality does not matter. Like you wasted $400 on this Shure SM7B.
Christian's mic is so
I think
bad.
I said it wrong.
To be fair though, mine is actually dying. Like it straight up is dying. It
was dying when you bought it.
You just put your nose a little higher in the air, maybe get another saddle so you can be a little higher on your horse, and just peer through me with some fucking monocles or whatever. You sound design engineer. It's perfectly fine for what I was doing. It's literally just been so long, and the thing is literally dying. It's not working. So I have to get.
Understand how you have viewers.
What do you mean? How I don't? Fuck you, Louis. You stupid mic is super expensive bullshit, and you can hear it through space or whatever. It's not that expensive.
It's like,
yes, it is.
A $200 mic.
That's expensive to people that have to steal from Harvard.
I think I have the most expensive stuff when it comes to setting up equipment, and yet it still looks so bad. And I think a big factor of that is definitely the lighting and the minimal amount of space. I have the smallest like setup I think out of everybody here. That's one thing that I'm looking forward to when I'm moving is having an actual setup that's not facing the monitors aren't facing the window, because right now it's perfectly light outside. You can see a little bit of the sun poking through the shades, but if I were to open it, bam, like my lighting would be so bad you would not be able to see my face right now. And this is with two giant ring lights flashing in my eyes. I haven't been to your house, Christian, but I went to Louis' house. He doesn't have any lights set up, and he still looks fine right now.
I want to get like at least I think one light from this angle. You see,
it's a lamp.
Like you see how the like.
That's my lighting. It's a single lamp.
Fish, you say that popper stopper does something, but I want to test it. Can you just talk without it?
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the popper stop. So right now, we have to remember not all of this is for video. So right now I have my Shure SM7B, which has like a built-in pop filter.
Which literally no one uses with a popper stopper. Everybody, Ludwig.
And then I have another one that I put in front of it because I used to have a different mic. Like the other mic did not have I call it a pop filter. He calls it a popper stopper. So this is me.
I've only ever heard pop
this is
filter.
Me using it right now. Okay, so this is with the pop filter popper stopper. Okay, now I'm gonna remove it. Okay, wait, maybe I should like test out my P's. Okay, so this is me using my popper stopper. Peter Piper picked a pepper penis, and then this is me without it. Hello, everybody. I am no longer using the popper stopper. Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper's penis again.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely catching more puzz in that.
Yeah, you see that? Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Definitely puzz.
It's not fine. I don't want people to think that I'm like spitting into their ear through their audio.
As well, but I think I only use it because. Yeah,
so why can't I have one?
Why are you complaining?
But the SM7B doesn't need it.
But you don't have an SM7B, right?
No.
We just
I
don't
have
know.
a Blue Yeti.
That's another thing. Do you guys do that? Oh, I struggle with this so hard. Apparently, a lot of people who do our type of work, which is like streaming, just the stuff that has to do with audio recording, they hear themselves speak when they talk into their microphone. I hear myself speak. I feel like my attention span is not good enough to follow that. I feel like when I'm hearing somebody speak, or even if it's my own voice talking at the same time as me, I feel like I talk 10 times slower because I'm like processing hearing it and then saying it out loud.
Do it. Every time I've tried to do it, I cause myself to stutter because I'm hearing myself as I'm talking.
There's no latency. You just get used to it.
Yeah. Like when we were doing
the reason I like it is because I get to hear exactly what everybody else hears. So if there's something going on, if the mic is a little weird today, or like anything happened, if there's, Reuben, there's a drum set outside. Like if Reuben's playing the drums and I can hear it, I can fuck with my settings, so it doesn't pick it up.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
that makes sense.
The only thing that I have to
Thank
watch
you,
out for.
Wow. Oh my God. Wait.
This is rare.
Louis.
This is very rare.
I agree with Louis when he makes good points. It's just most of the time his points are stupid. That's all.
Mr. 50%.
Dude, it's true, okay? It's either it happens or it doesn't. Everything comes down to a 50-50. The statistics is weird.
No, we're not
just
going
how it
into
is.
that. We're not going into that. No.
That'll be another podcast.
Whatever.
I really think we should definitely do a podcast on past arguments and get to the bottom. That'll be really fun.
No getting to the bottom of it. I'm just right and you're wrong. That's how it is.
You're too stubborn. That's what it is.
I'm not stubborn. I'm literally just correct.
The amount of times that an argument has been brought up.
Imagine all the times the people of the church told Galileo he was a dumbass. All right, I know for a fact I'm right. You guys are the church. I'm the one who's coming at you with shit you don't want to hear. That's all it is.
You're using past examples of other people that have been argued against, and you're just comparing it to yourself. Anybody can say that. Anybody can call themselves that.
Yeah, but I did it first, so it's my point, and you can't take it. That's why I did it before you guys.
Why can't I
steal it? Because at that point, you're just using what I have already chosen to be my correct ability to put my argument in the correct light, and you're just taking the light that I've already put there. So people will be like, "Hey, you took Haz's light. You can't do that. You have to find your own light." So it's my light.
So why are you allowed to take Galileo's light?
Because I did it first. That's why.
Didn't Galileo do it first?
No, Galileo is who I'm using as a comparison.
Same deal.
Using it as a light. No, you're not understanding.
I am understanding.
Fine, then I'm the Michelangelo of Overwatch Gold.
What does that even mean?
Exactly, Twobold.
No, what I'm saying makes complete sense. What you're saying, it doesn't make any sense.
It makes zero sense.
I'm the Da Vinci of ice skating. That would make sense. Like if you were comparing yourself to like being the greatest ice skater of all time. I'm saying I'm the Galileo of people who are right even when others are saying they're wrong. That's what I'm getting at.
You know what you're more like? You're more like the things that come with this the plastic wrap for the 6 cans.
The what?
Like the thing that holds
that kills the turtles.
Yeah,
the thing that kills the sea turtles.
And we're the penguins.
What does that mean? How in what world is that even remotely?
You're the main enemy in Happy Feet.
The plastic. The fact that you could consider the plastic the main enemy is hilarious.
That was one of the biggest mindfuck plot twists. I think not that there were humans involved in Happy Feet, but that they were real people when the whole movie was animated. I thought that was crazy.
People were just like, "Holy shit, are you getting this? They don't even look correct."
Yeah.
And that one's dancing.
Talk about a plot twist. Oh my goodness.
Have you seen the depressed penguin?
Yes, I have seen the depressed penguin.
So sad.
Depressed penguin.
Werner Herzog is like doing a documentary on penguins, and then he's like, "This penguin is depressed. He lost his wife and his eggs, and now he's walking towards the land." But the way he explains it is that the land never ends. Like it just goes into land. So he's for sure gonna die because there's no water, to fish. So he's just a suicide walk. They're just filming.
So sad.
They just watch the absolute heartbreak of this penguin. They're like, this is great in 4K. We can make a lot off of this penguin.
Would you guys be able to do that? Be a nature, I guess, camera guy? Because they get some gnarly stuff on there.
God, no.
They're sitting out there for like months to get 1 3-second clip.
Dude, I went to Wyoming for 1 week. For 1 week to see to be there for my brother's wedding, and that sucked. Do you know how much Wi-Fi Wyoming has? 2 places, next to the Wi-Fi tower and in the hotel sometimes. That's it. It sucked so bad. And every time you go anywhere, you get to see the wildlife and never connect with human beings. So if you want to be isolated from all of life, become a wildlife photographer, go to a place like Wyoming. You will never see another human being so long as you live out there. 100%. Thank you.
I'm sorry you had a tough time at that wedding experience overall.
I did.
I'm super excited, however, for Dan's wedding in
because it's gonna be in a real place.
November. Yeah. I have 2 for the first time. I'm going to a wedding.
I didn't get to save the date. Am I not invited?
I didn't get to save the date either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have my cousin's wedding in October, which is gonna be, I think it's in Florida, and then wherever Dan.
Dan is Bumbler, by the way.
Yeah, Dan is Bumbler. Yeah, I forgot to say, but that's huge. I'm so excited. My first ever weddings, so close within each other. Oh God, what if I hate it?
My friend just bought his first house, like with his girlfriend. They're not married, or I don't know if they're gonna get married anytime soon. But
bought it or rent it?
Bought a house in Miami. It's like super cool.
Ooh, that's serious.
That's pretty big. Yeah. My brother's
he came here the week before because like I'll probably not be able to come for a really long time because of setting up the house. And then we golfed like 3 times in 1 week. Got fucked up so many times.
It's a good week. That was a good week right there. I told my brother, you guys know how I live my life. I don't like sunlight. I don't like leaving my house, and I think a lot of home owning is a pain in the ass. So I told my brother, just build me a bunker. I would love that because he's an architect, and I would love it if my house was just a little mine shaft going into
just
the ground
near his house,
into an underground basement. Not have to worry about a roof or anything. No gutters. Just have my own little bunker. Wi-Fi or not Wi-Fi.
Has like 20 years of air supply.
So you know exactly
when you're gonna die.
Dummy waiter. No, instead of have oxygen normally. But
it has a set amount.
It would be really good if there was an apocalypse, because then I could just turn off the air entirely, and then I would be good to go. Because I'd never want to survive an apocalypse. I don't understand anyone that would want to be part of any form of apocalypse.
Let's deconstruct this. Fish, thoughts?
Well, what type of apocalypse is it?
Any.
Like the first thing always goes to zombie apocalypse, but I feel like it's
no, like a giant meteor.
It's the Earth. Nope. Don't want to be there. Nope.
Why wouldn't you want to be there? Because like all of the luxuries of our reality are taken away from us.
Yeah, you know how hard it is to live your life without modern day shit? Like, it's amazing that humans have survived. It is amazing that humans have survived this long. Imagine you're in the 1800s. You don't even know what cheese is like 9 times out of the year. Like, do you know how much you would blow someone's mind handing a pilgrim a bag of Cheetos? Be like, yeah, we could just walk 5 feet and you just have another one of these whenever we want in a supermarket.
Bro, they didn't even have Chipotle's back there.
That's sad, man. Chipotle?
About that.
Take it for granted.
It's so hard. They didn't have food that tastes good. It wouldn't matter to me, but everyone else I've ever talked to would be like, this is the worst thing ever. And you eat like this all the time? I'm like, yeah. What do you do for fun? We hit a circular stick with another stick and we watch it roll. And like, wow.
I think I would definitely
still do that.
It would build my character, and I'd also get huge. Like Swole's the goal size of the prize.
Yeah, I'd build charismatic specs.
I would have no like stats in a video game. I would have no idea what to do. So I think that's what I'd do spending my time. Just work out.
Pilgrim as? Yeah. Would you be a blacksmith all strength? Just one giant muscular arm from hitting the exact same anvil every day? Or would you be a carpenter and make a house?
That's the thing, because you'd have so much free time rather than spending it on the computer, watching videos.
No, that's the thing.
Free time. You could evenly distribute your muscle throughout your body so that you don't have one much stronger than the other. Much how like my right arm is just so much superior to my left in every way.
No, dude, that's the
I
thing.
think there was still lefties and righties back then.
No, there wasn't any lefties.
No, lefties were only recently discovered. I think in like the 80s.
They killed lefties because they were literally like, the devil is the left hand.
Yeah.
So you actually die if you're left-handed.
Yeah.
100%. That's just the thing.
That's why all left-handed people have a mark on them under their armpits.
No, but Twobold's right. There was no free time. Like, you were just surviving.
Yeah.
Like,
you didn't
every moment of your life was like, what's the next thing I'm gonna eat? Is Is the sun god gonna beam down rain at us? Are the crops going to grow? Like,
are you telling me you wouldn't have an hour of free time out of every day? No, okay, maybe
really
like not
just-
an hour, at least
You
30,
really
at least
don't.
20
I
to
think
30
free
minutes.
time-
Free time is I think is a new construct of like
from ease of life. That's when you have free time, because back then you literally just you're
well,
either doing something to survive or you're sitting there sewing.
I guess I'm not taking. I guess
My
I'm
hair's
not
not
taking
blonde.
into account of if you were constantly hunting, which I'm very aware that you would be doing. That would definitely just make you burn a lot of calories. Just do a lot of physical exercise to the point you probably wouldn't have enough energy to work out on your own to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'd be like, depending on how far back you go, like, I would be so much of your elder, Fish.
What do you
Like,
mean?
you'd probably still be in your prime. I would be like an old dude, like in my 30s.
I would be
or, like,
I would
about
be
to-
considered a failure.
Oh, you mean like back then?
Okay.
Because people
No,
like
here's the
yeah.
thing though. Since I don't have a girlfriend or anything, I'd be like a
Same
bachelor
then,
forever. Yeah, I'd be
100%.
bachelor. We'd be bachelors forever because people were getting married like 17, way before 17, because they didn't know if they were going to make it past that point.
Yeah.
So that's just how it was. You just pop out kids and pray to God you don't die in childbirth, because they didn't have anything for that at all.
So I
like
guess
their medical procedures were, I hope this poultice doesn't kill you.
Well, I was gonna ask a deep question, I guess. Well, we're all single at the moment. There's the whole idea. Looking back, yeah, I'll give you a moment. Well, looking back, I guess I kind of forgot about it. That's the reason that people were getting married when they were so young, is that they didn't know how long they'd live. Like right now, if you we assume like with the different mindset that we're gonna live a lot longer. What with modern day technology, like our houses
I'm only
and all
making
that.
it to
like,
30, but go off, King.
Shut up.
Just shut up. Yeah, don't fucking say that shit. Would you be motivated right now if you like thought that your life wasn't going to be as long as you assume it will be with like modern average lifespan?
Literally nothing would change.
Really,
No,
you
I
wouldn't-
am motivated.
You wouldn't seek out
Literally
a woman
every
or a,
day of
or a
my
man?
well, I don't know. It's just not important to me, like relationship stuff.
Mm,
I'd rather like focus on my career and my friends.
yeah,
Like I wake up every day extremely motivated, and I do a lot of things. You know,
I agree.
Yeah,
which is
up
why I
and
haven't been
say-
streaming as much. And
I
I
wake
want to
up
get
and
back to
say, I
streaming.
want to stream. That's what I do when I wake up. I don't really want to do anything else. I don't have too much, like, I don't know what I would be able to offer a girlfriend. I'll be honest with you. I don't really do all that much, which is like the biggest thing, I think. Because to
Maybe
me,
like,
in a relationship,
maybe like 80 viewers on Twitch.
I mean, hey babe, you want random people to stare at you? Say Pog Champ every once in a while. Like I really just don't have much that I would be able to offer in a relationship. Because to me, every time I've been in a relationship, I've been like, I don't know, I just don't really like match up with people very easily when it comes to long term stuff like that.
Post nut clarity
Yeah.
is crazy.
That too.
It actually. I'm so sorry. I was like, it literally.
Also
it's
post nut clarity, yes.
No, if I ever like, I don't know, maybe see a really cringe TikTok of people being in love, or a movie or something, or just anything, like something jumps into my mind and I start like thinking like, man, I wish I had somebody here to like experience this with, or like somebody to be with. Then yeah, if you just jerk off, it's crazy. Just with one fell swoop, all of those feelings just instantly vanish and they just go off somewhere that you can't
And
find
then you
them.
get to focus
for
on what's
another-
real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real,
video
exactly,
games.
Focus
exactly.
on the people around you and the game.
Yes, yes.
Do you
If that
think
makes any
guys
sense.
get baby fever the way that some women do?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
think there's
yeah,
guys that do that?
yeah.
I think there's dudes that, I mean, I want a kid. I don't know if I have baby fever.
Oh, you just mean you? Okay, well, I'd say baby fever is just like you want one right now,
No.
but you like eventually want a kid.
I want to be a father. That's like
Yeah.
a big thing for me. I don't know.
Because I asked my mom when she was like, she was first dating my dad. I'm like, Dad, Mom, did you guys ever have like a period where you're just like, we want kids right now, or is it just a thing that kind of happened? And she was just like, oh yeah, your mother had baby fever like crazy. And she's like, yeah, I just wanted to be a mom. I'm like, Dad, what about you? He's like, I wanted what your mother wanted. I'm like, that is a safe ass answer.
Okay, so it's a little. My dad was the same, except my dad fought tooth and nail to never have me. He didn't want kids at all.
Oh my god.
And then my mom was like, I'm having a fucking kid, and like just Had
Poked
me.
a hole in every condom. Just every single one.
Oh,
That was a crazy
what I
thing.
used to do?
Poke holes in condoms?
No, Jesus! What's the point? I learned that a good way to check after sex for the condom is that you literally go into the, and this is looking back, this is the grossest shit I could have ever done.
God, I
don't
want to know.
You go once you're done in the condom, you go to the sink, and just to test it out, I guess it's not that bad, but you pour water into the condom, and then you like hold it over the sink, see if any like water like just spills out, and then that's a good way to check if there's a hole in your condom or not. Is that you fill the whole thing, which also has, you know, your stuff in there.
This is a great first topic for the podcast. I'll tell you what, this is a fantastic.
But I learned
this is everything we talk about: thievery, condoms, sexism, maybe. we do it all.
I don't think that. No, but the way that I learn about that is the most cursed thing possible. He was my roommate freshman year, and one time I walked in. We got lucky with the room because we actually had a bathroom in our room. I walk in and he's leaving the bathroom, and he just has literally he's walking in. No, he was walking into the bathroom, and I see he was very open about that, like, and making other people uncomfortable with that. So he's just like, look what I got.
What a guy.
And then I'm just like, what are you doing? And he's like, I got a condom. He's like, oh, okay, well, the trash is on the other side of the room. I don't know why you're heading into the bathroom right there. And then he's just like, no, this is how I check. And then he just starts filling it up with the condom. I'm just like, there's stuff in there? And he's like, yeah, there is. I left that on the desk until my girlfriend left. That's what he said. And then he just starts filling it up like a water balloon. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
He doesn't trust his girlfriend?
No, he was just checking to see if the condom ripped.
Yeah, he did that. He did that every time he had sex. He told me that he would save the condom. He would even sometimes he would throw it out, and then, because I don't think his girlfriend knew that he did that. Yeah, he would throw the condom out, then go into the trash after she left, and then check.
It is a little weird, but I like if you're not.
It's a safety precaution, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is. You're right. It is strange, but it is a safe thing to do, and I did it a couple times.
It reminds me of that thing in, was it Blue Mountain State or whatever? Or what was it that the TV show you showed us, Louis? About the footballers that never actually played football? Is it Blue Mountain State?
Yeah.
There's that one scene where he the guy's going back with the girl. He's like, let me see that condom. He's like, what, dude, are you insane? He's like, trust me. And then he like pours a whole water bottle in it. And there's just like 5 million holes come out of it. And he's like, get the hell out of here!
Fucking sad, dude. What a character.
Stay the hell away from my quarterback! You whore!
I was so scared about that in college.
Do you remember why we watched that?
Oh yeah, I do.
Because Phish wanted to send a
no, wait.
Because Phish wanted to send a dick pic to a girl, and then I was like, "You have to watch this episode about dick pics."
Okay. And mind you, thank God, I never ended up sending a dick pic. I didn't take advice from the show and take the dick pic. I've never taken
putting on rings. Like, okay, no balls.
No, he goes like this. He's like, "This is what a normal dick pic looks like."
And he waddles away into the bathroom.
And then he shows and everyone's like, "Oh, it's so sad." And then he takes out a drawer. It has like 5 different watches. Put on watches, rings. It's like in a pose. It
gets like better lighting.
And then he shows it. And they're like, "That's a really nice dick."
That's a really nice dick.
It's a nice pic. He's like, "Here are the rules: no balls. Don't get a picture of yourself, and make it look classy.
No face." Yeah.
No, I've actually I don't know if this was heard before. Yeah, I've never sent a dick pic in my life, and that was about to be the first time that I did it. But I pussied out. I was too afraid to do it.
I remember he called me. He's like, "She wants me to send a dick pic," and then I was like, "Do you want to do it?" It's like, I don't know. All right, we got to watch this episode of Blue Mountain State.
And then,
mind you, I was like,
yeah, then we all watched
guys, you need to come here. It's a very important topic for all of us.
Essie was there too.
Oh yeah, Essie was there too. Yeah. Oh my God.
Essie, we need your input on this as well. It was a very interesting night. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Man. I just woke up from a narcolepsy nap. I was like, "What the fuck you talking? Why you want?" What, a dick pic? I mean, all right, I guess. What What are you talking about?
Dude,
And
Twobold will just knock out. Do you remember at the house?
Yeah,
when
that was
you guys both visited?
surprising. Yeah.
There's a lot of pictures of me and Phish like this, and Twobold.
Yeah, we're just
For those of you that don't see,
just peace signing to the
peace
to
signing
the
next to my
camera.
unconscious body, just on a couch or on a wall or just wherever I kind of fell in place. And I told them, I was just like, yeah, this is why I don't invite people over, is because I'll be like talking with them and I'll be like, oh, hold on a sec, I'm crashing. And they're like, what? And I just passed out for like 15 minutes. I'll wake up and be like, oh yeah, sorry. What were we talking about? I hate being the host of things because they'll be like, hey, I want to do something. You are asleep. I don't know what to do in this situation. And it's just, I never enjoy having to be.
Yeah, it's that age old, like you had a sleepover with your friends and you're at their house. You wake up earlier because you're not in your bed or whatever. You wake up a little bit earlier. Yeah. Is it okay for me to wake him up?
Yeah, exactly.
Do I wake him up? His parents are up. Do I ask them to wake him up?
Yeah. Oh, I don't ever want to be in that position or force people in that position, because what happened when I would go to sleepovers is that I would be like, is there an Xbox? Yes, we're playing Halo. I would just do that until they woke up. They'd be like, how long you been up? I'm like, 4 hours. I'm like, what the fuck? 4 hours?
But damn, like, looking back, yeah, there wasn't always a console at my friend's house, or I was like too nervous to like go and wake up the whole house on the way, and I didn't have a phone at the time. Like thinking back, what did I do? I think I just waited there.
You just wait.
I just waited.
You just sit there and wait.
That's so sad.
Turn on the tunes.
I always had my Game Boy with me in case of emergencies. I was a stupid but wise child. Yeah,
that's smart. Yeah,
yeah. And it happened to me once. I'm like, never again. I will never just sit here in the dark waiting on this bed for nothing. You don't know how heavy a sleeper they are usually until you first meet them. Turns out my friend could sleep like a fucking truck. Like you could be a stampede outside his house. He would not stir, and he would just be that way.
Oh, I'm a pretty heavy sleeper. I also snore. Maybe it's because I snore so loud that I don't wake myself up.
You train yourself.
I think I'm a heavy sleeper. Like I sleep really well, but anything will wake me up. Like if somebody comes in my room, I'll wake up. Like
that's not a heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I sleep well.
Yeah, that's different from being a heavy sleeper though. Like a heavy sleeper is someone that just won't wake up. That's what a heavy sleeper is. You're a good sleeper. You have good sleep hygiene. That's what that is. Just you go right into REM sleep and then you can just come right out of it. Heavy sleepers are just, they're stuck in their own little universe. You have to dunk water on them so the survival instinct kicks in and be like, wake the fuck up. You're like, what?
Or you pour a bunch of mustard on them.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, if you ever do that to someone, you're a monster. Just a heads up. You are a monster. I wonder if that thing where you put people's hands in water to make them pee themselves is real. Does anyone know?
I think it definitely. Okay, I mean, not that I like tested it out on myself, but one time when I was well, actually I did this a couple of times. Well, okay, no, and it was just one time. I was turning on my shower and the water was too hot. Like I was trying to test the temperature. It was like my friend's shower, and as I was putting my hand under to like test the temperature, it became really hot. I'm just like, okay, now I need to wait until it cools down. But during that process, I didn't start peeing myself right then and there on the floor, but I felt like the urge to pee. So I totally believe that if you stick your hand in hot water while you're asleep, you have to pee. Yeah.
Interesting.
I remember this was in high school, and I don't recommend drinking underage, but we were drinking underage, and
that's horrible.
We were at my friend's house, and I passed out, and everybody passed out except for this guy. I won't say their names, but my buddies, my two friends, and I was like asleep on the couch, and they decided to come with their phone like this, like in my closed eyes. And like, Louis, wake up! There's a car coming, or something like that.
Oh no!
But I don't remember this at all. But apparently, they said I woke up and switched immediately into negotiation mode. I was like,
I hate that.
Look, we can talk about it.
Oh god,
please.
Wait, you can turn the steering wheel.
Your first natural instinct is, all right. What's happening?
Calm down.
Yeah, just relax, take a deep breath.
I would.
Is it a really car? Is it fast? The car.
I think those are one of those pranks just because of how scary that is that I'd be like low key mad at after you did it to me. If you like even if I got to go to sleep right after, still the fact that it happened, it like scared the shit out of me in the moment. I just had no idea how to respond. Like I looked like an idiot. I would low key be upset after the fact. But
did I ever tell you like the really creative pranks that me and my friends used to do to each other?
I think I've heard a couple, but yeah, let's hear some.
So there was one prank that every time I would go to my friend's house, I would move his bed an inch. And then there was like maybe 2 weeks into doing it. I had gone over like 3 or 4 times a week. 2 weeks into it, he calls me. I got a call at like midnight. And he's like, "Have you been moving my bed?" I just broke a glass because the way his nightstand is that I moved it away from the nightstand. So I guess muscle memory, he would just like drink some water and put it back with his eyes closed. But he like dropped it and then it just smashed. The glass of water just smashed on the floor because it was like inches away from the nightstand.
I love that his first instinct though was to ask you.
Well, I was the only one going over.
That's that slow burn prank.
We would prank each other like that all the fucking time. There was did I ever tell you about the first time Reuben ever came over to my house?
No.
It's gonna sound, this is like 2009. So it was a different time. So just take that into consideration when you're hearing this story. If there's any like Zoomers listening to this.
This was before your age.
It was me and my stepmom. She was like cooking some dinner or some lunch, and Reuben was about to come over. And I go to her, "Hey, just so you know, Reuben's a little bit mentally challenged. So take it slow with him."
Oh my god.
And then Reuben texts like, "Yeah, I'm pulling up. I purposely go to the bathroom so she has to open the door." No.
Oh my god, it's so
just
funny.
sitting there like, and there was like, "Hey," he's like, "Hello." Just so you know, Reuben's like perfectly fine. He's like, he's like a normal dude. Not saying that mentally challenged people aren't normal. I'm just like, he's like mentally, what is it called? Mental, fuck.
Atypical.
There's a word.
Typical.
Yes, neurotypical.
Neurotypical.
Yeah, and that was just a funny thing that we used to do. Like, and then it became like a thing in the group. Like, if you're ever going to a friend's house, it's probably one of their parents thought you were mentally challenged.
I remember I read somewhere about some dude that would be like, "Yeah, I told my friend that my mom, when he was coming over for the first time, I told him that my mom's a little deaf and that you have to speak louder for her to hear her. And I went to my mom and I told her the same thing about my friend. So when they first met each other, they're like, 'Hi, how are you?' And then the other person would be like, 'I'm great, how are you?'"
They're just yelling at each other.
It took them almost the entirety of dinner to realize that, hey, wait a minute. Why are you just talking to all of us normally? I thought that was pretty great.
Whenever I was upset with my my stepdad, because he would have me set the table for dinner. We were one of those families that had dinner like most nights. And whenever I was upset or they were upset with me or there was like, squabbling with my stepdad, I would always set the table.
Stepmom, right?
What?
Stepmom or stepdad?
No, stepdad.
Okay.
Both of my parents are divorced, so one of them has a stepdad.
Gotcha.
On my mom's side of the family, I would set the table with utensils, but I would get the really small utensils. You know how you have small utensils?
Why do we have those? I never
don't know,
understood
but
that.
I
There's
would
always
set
there's always the
every place-
shitty small forks and then the actual forks. Why is that always a thing? Even I have that, and I don't even want the small forks.
I would set that, except for my seat would have the normal like knife and fork, and everybody else would have like the small forks. And he got up like, and then picked up like the normal fork. Because I guess it was like a stupid thing to get mad about, I think. But he was already mad, so he didn't want to like laugh. Because I feel like if he got mad about it, he's like, "Louis, why did you bring up the small fork?" Like, you like start laughing. Like, what are you talking about?
It's just a normal fork, Dad. Oh my god, that's funny.
The table slam as well.
What's the thing my dad used to do with one of his friends? He had two buddies that had like this thing where, I remember. My dad had these two friends that were really good friends, but as a prank for one of their birthdays, my friend bought him these like women's jeans that said Juicy on the back of them, and they were like 3 sizes way too small.
Juicy Couture.
Yeah, he got him those jeans for his birthday. and he put it in like a box that was really, really well wrapped with tape or whatever. So it took him forever to cut it out. And then when he did, it was just jeans that said juicy and like bedazzled shit across the ass. And my friend was like, "You're such a prick." And then and my dad was just like, it was real funny. We all had to laugh. And then the next friend, the friend that gave him that present when it was his birthday, his friend got him like this chest as a birthday present, and it was just filled with locks. It was just obnoxious to open. And he finally got it open. He opened it up, and it was just the jeans that said
the same
on the exact same one. And every year after that, they would go to more creative lengths to give the other person that pair of jeans back. And he was just like, at one point, one of them put it like on a flagpole. Like he put a flagpole in his house. Like he dug out a place and put a flagpole in, like cemented the bottom of it. And at the top of the flagpole, there's just the jeans waving that said juicy. And the friend was like, "You son of a bitch, you put a fucking flagpole in my yard." Wow. It's like, yeah, good luck with those jeans, homie. And the next year, he gave him the jeans in like a box, and it was just filled with cement. And in the cement was the jeans that just like the butt part of it came up through the cement and just said juicy on it. He's like, "You son of a bitch, it's gonna be impossible to get this thing out."
We had a similar sort of thing. Do you guys ever remember the show Max Steel from Cartoon Network?
Steel.
It's just like,
if I saw it, I remember
it. I'll send a picture just so you can see it in the Discord. Or will that fuck up everything?
You can send it.
Like this guy.
Let me. If I tab out. No, I don't remember ever watching.
I've never seen this before.
Okay, well there was like as a joke, one of my friends, for another friend's birthday, gave season 1 of Max Steel on Cartoon Network to him. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's just Max Steel. It's like one of my favorite shows." Whatever. It was super serious about it, but it was like a joke. And then the next birthday happened in our friend group. It wasn't the guy's birthday that gifted. But then the guy's opening gifts, and he's like, "What is this Max Steel season 1?" And it just kept getting re-gifted. Nobody wanted to keep it. So it's like, whose turn is it with Max Steel?
I think my buddies have given the exact same $20 bill for every birthday. It's like, it's got a picture of Andrew Jackson on it with like a slight mustache that's just slightly like disappearing, that was like in black marker at the beginning, and that's how you know it's the same one. And every year someone gets the $20 bill. It just keeps getting handed
That's awesome.
over and over again. It's a very tame way to go about the rest of these, but I still think it's a very nice tradition among friends to pass a joke gift around, even if that joke gift is $20 in legal tender.
I want to do that
Max
now.
Steel.
Yeah. You just have to find friends that are willing
I've never
to do it.
participated in something like that in passing.
It's not about that. The thing is, like, the best times it happens is like when it's not like a participation thing. It just happens.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the second time he regifted it, he didn't remember that he had got it for his birthday. He was just like late, didn't have a birthday gift, and just wrapped it and gave it back. Like, it was really fun.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. Is that Max Steel?
I gave that to you.
Did you hear Max Steel?
I think the best.
I was gonna ask if you what do you think your best joke gifts or funny gifts that you've gotten recently, or just your most recent one? Doesn't have to be like this year or anything. I'm trying to think of one myself as well.
The best gift I gave? Is that what you said?
I mean, yeah, I just got a bunch of meme gifts for my latest birthday, like a literal, what is it? Well, one from Ami that said best streamer, like sex goddess or something like that on the mug, which my mom ended up seeing, and she didn't get the context. All she saw
Philippe, what is this?
No, she just Philippe? The only word that she saw was goddess. She didn't see the word sex on top of it, and that was really uncomfortable with her being like, "Oh, I should use this mug since it says goddess." And me, that's the only part that I heard. I'm just like, "What? No, put that down." Like, I didn't want my mom drink out of that says like sex.
Mom, it'll hurt you.
And then also there was the cum
Philippe,
jar.
am I not a goddess?
Yeah.
I don't know their accent.
No, I actually, my mom doesn't have an accent at all, but sometimes when she yells at me, it kind of like busts out. That's when I think it becomes very adamant or very aggressive. Yeah. And then the other one is the literal well, not literal, but it says Philippe's cum jar on it, and then there's like
those were good gifts. I remember that.
yeah,
those are good gifts.
Yeah, that was funny. Literally used Elmer's glue to cover whatever figurine was inside the jar. It looked so graphic.
I mean, Philippe gave me this drawing or this picture. I don't think it's a joke gift, but it's nice. It hangs up in my room.
I hope you don't see it as a joke gift. Yeah.
It's a nice gift.
Yeah.
I gave Phish a mug that was like a Nordic mug I found, and I was like, he could use a new mug. He keeps complaining about his water bottle. I'll give him a mug.
Or my decanter set that the first time I saw him use it was in the ASMR stream.
I've definitely used it before.
You put in that.
I'll have
you put in that?
Put like
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
The classiest.
Can we talk about how much everybody hated that stream? I loved it.
That was the worst thing I've ever done.
hated it. Ye hated it.
That was
such a funny stream.
That was a terrible.
I feel like the video doesn't do the stream justice. How much we were arguing, whispering was so funny. It was like unintelligible.
Yeah,
like made $100 off that stream though by just yelling randomly. That was nice. I did like that.
I'm glad. Even though it was probably better for content, I am so glad that the whole part of us yelling at you for doing that was cut out. Like the context of why you yelled was cut out.
Good. I was happy.
Because then more and more people are going to be motivated to donate you to defy me whenever I have an idea of us like sticking to something or sticking to like a bit that we have to do.
My favorite thing.
What's the wackiest donations you guys have ever gotten or have to do?
Oh, the one that I made a video of, easily $700 to Mustard Chug.
For Mustard Chug.
Yeah. That I joke around about it. That I literally haven't bought. I loved mustard before. I have not poured mustard on anything because
since then.
I did a second Mustard Chug, but that sent me over the top. Like since then, I've not been able to have mustard normally on sandwiches or anything. It's too powerful of a taste nowadays.
I believe it.
It's disgusting. I literally gag even at the smell of it. I don't know why I did that to me, but it was a lot.
1 second.
Oh. What's he getting?
Why? What about you, Lewis?
So I've gotten the chicken nugget surprise.
What's that?
Somebody paid me $420 to. There's actually two. So somebody paid me $420 to order a 10 McNugget meal and then blend it and then drink it. And it was the worst thing ever.
Oh, I had
ever done. It tasted so bad. Reuben was there. Everybody tried it in the house. It was god awful. Everybody was about to throw up. And then the other one was fucking somebody gave me $400 to make Essie chug milk on my stream. But she doesn't show her camera, so how the fuck would they know?
She could have just been chugging water and would have been like.
She could have just chugged water. I was
disgusting.
I was messaging Essie, like, "Hey, Essie, can you just pretend like you drank milk and I'm gonna make $400?" Like, yeah.
What the?
But I think she did end up actually doing milk. I just in case.
Wink. No, I believe it.
I think the one I remember the most is I told someone that if they paid me $101,
I got that donation as well.
Yeah. If they pay me $101, I'll play 101 minutes of Wizard 101.
I did 101 minutes, and I also broke the world record for fastest Wizard 101 girlfriend. So,
which I'm not sure you want to admit to that, considering the
context.
All I
was doing was going up to female avatars and say, "Can I fish next to you?" You can't type.
Can I fish next to you? And then you would just stand there and you'd both you couldn't even interact with them. and then that was the end of it. You couldn't interact with them past that, right? Oh my god.
That's it.
Okay.
And then she added me as a friend. I declined, obviously, but
that's funny shit. Yeah. That is funny shit.
Can I fish next to you?
So I played 101 minutes of Wizard 101, and that game is still terrible. It is still bad. And then someone donated again, and I played another 101 minutes of Wizard 101. And I said,
On
I'm
the same
never
stream?
doing this again. No, a different stream. They're like, hey, it's $101. Play Wizard 101. I'm like, all right, just to clarify, I'm never doing this again.
It wasn't
after
even
this,
like that
because it
moment where you
still
were
sucks.
even in the middle of a quest and like I guess the
No,
completionist in you was
Wizard
just like I need to
101
finish
is
this
terrible. It is
Dude,
terrible.
you complete the
That-
tutorial and then you need to spend money to continue the game.
quest. What?
There's
I kept
no more
going-
quests after a certain point. It takes you like 30 minutes to beat what is free, and then you have to pay.
Yep.
Oh no.
And I was walking around. I kept going to where the next quest marker was. And like, you need to
It's
pay
like,
to get in here. I'm like, damn. All right, let's find the next place. You have to pay. Damn.
Yeah.
Next place. And then 101 minutes was over, and I'm like, I didn't do anything.
I'm just searching for
I was just wandering around while some
Non-paywall
random
quests.
monster would like possibly walk up to me, and then I'd have to card battle again. It was stupid. It was so stupid.
Mm.
But people loved watching me just get angry at the fact that I was watching the counter like a hawk. I was like, come on, time, move faster.
Did you guys-
a long one?
a long
101
time.
minutes is a long time.
Yeah,
And it's funny because I had so much planned for that stream.
Mhm.
I was gonna watch the JCS, like the psychology videos with chat. I was gonna do
Yeah.
Jump King, and then I just played Wizard 101, and I was so beat after it.
You
It's
just
like,
had to end.
all right, I'm just gonna end stream. This sucked.
It's a rough. It's one of those things where like time will pass by normally if you're like playing a game you like, and then as soon as you're forced to play a game and you're not really feeling it, you're like, holy shit, what the hell happened to me? I can't go on right now.
Because even like Malding and Jump King, like 4 hours will pass like that.
'Cause you're having fun.
Yeah, well, I guess like you're having something.
Your
Yeah,
What
anger
did
is
you say?
blotting out.
Twobold went into my stream and started like making fun of me to try to cheer me up. And then what was the thing, the emotion you saw? What was...
So I came into the stream at like the tail end where Louis is clearly not happy. Like it's like beyond the point of where like you're like playfully angry at the game or whatever. You're like frustrated. Like Louis was mad. Like I could see that Louis was genuinely not having a good time because he was stuck on the place just after the bog, and
Yeah.
I was just like. I went real. I was just sitting there real close,
Typing.
typing. I was like, "Hey, Louis, looks like you're having a rough time there. Why don't you go cool off in the bog?" And I put "wicked," and I typed that out, and then his entire chat goes bog boy, and Louis misses a jump, and he goes all the way to the bog, and I hear, and then it's just the stream cuts out.
I had taken my headphones and threw them on the floor, but it's still here, dude.
Oh my god.
I broke the headphones.
cushion
and I just
came
ended
off.
Stream, and I just ended stream. No, it's not the cushion, dude. It's the whole fucking thing.
Oh, that's the whole piece. Oh wow.
The whole, wait. It's somewhere. Hold up.
And the entire stream was just like Twobold ended stream, Twobold ended stream, Twobold ended stream.
Look.
And I thought I would make him
Wow.
laugh because I came in to like,
You-
be like, oh, bog boy, that's your thing. You love being in the bog. That's like that's the funny part. And Louis was he was so mad. It was beyond the point of like, it was beyond the point of rational thought. It's just like you act
Yeah, yeah.
entirely on instinct. It was crazy.
Actually
the
got to
day
that
after
point.
I was talking to, or maybe like a couple hours earlier, Christian said, I think his exact words were, I think you were feeling an emotion that you didn't quite understand. Like, you were so, it wasn't even mad. It was like beyond that. It was like a transcendence of mad. Like
I couldn't really find the words to describe how mad Louis was because it wasn't furious. Like he wasn't raving and ranting. It was
sitting there with my
done.
head tilted, like
Yeah. It's just like it's at that point where like you feel like that taunt wire in your head just kind of goes twink, and then it splits, and then Louis just goes motherfucker without any words whatsoever, just whips his headset at the ground. The stream ended. And I don't know the word for it, but it's out there somewhere. And when I find it, it's I'm
that
using
stream
it.
is still up.
It's really good. It was real good.
You
I think
said,
I'm
those
excited
are-
for Jump King tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
that's part of the subathon. I'm gonna stream for a minimum of 12 hours because that's how long it took me to beat the first Jump King, and I'm skipping the first DLC and going right to the
Yeah.
bog. So I haven't played Jump King since I beat it, which was
And if we beat this new DLC, if we beat the Bog DLC, there's a new one that just came out that they're also playing now.
Yeah, no. I think I'll just suffer through whatever this one is, because I'm not good at Jump King. Like when I beat Jump King, me and Louis compared how many times we fell. I beat it faster than Louis, but I also fell over 1,000 times more than he did. I don't learn well. I slam my head into a wall until either I break or the wall does. And that's my methodology for learning everything in my entire life. And I've broken my head a lot.
You played it, right, Phish, for a little bit?
Yeah, like 2 to 3 hours, and then I just gave up. I think
that was the funniest thing I saw. It's just you just be like, I can't do it anymore. I can't. Every screen I go down hurts me physically. Meanwhile, me and Louis are just watching like 15 screens as we just fall all the way to the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I guess we're going back.
I didn't have
just like
I did not have the willpower. No, because I think the thing that really defeated me was that you guys were ahead of me at that 3 hour point. I think I literally went to one of Louis' streams from like his first Jump Kings, and I saw Louis was further than I was at the 3 hour mark, and then I fell back to the beginning. I'm just like, yeah, no, that hurts to see. So I had to stop. I had to put it down.
You weren't even as far.
I was not as far. Yeah, you made it further than me, like in a shorter amount of time, and I was just like, damn, nope, I can't do it. And then
you can't do that though. Like you have to just look at it as your own personal demon.
Yeah.
That's how you get the most out of it. Is be like, I will conquer this no matter how long it takes me. Like whenever I think about how pissed I get at those kind of games, I go back to that one dude that was playing Getting Over It for the first time. It's like this Asian dude that his test is like his chat was like entirely in like a different language, and you could clearly tell that he was frustrated. Like he was at that point Louis was at when he broke his mic. Like he was like near the end, and he was like doing this one thing. And there's a part in Getting Over It where there's this snake and a bucket.
Yeah.
All right. And if you jump to the bucket, you have to like pull yourself up it and then launch yourself up into the next section.
But if you launch yourself to the left,
you ride the snake. And the snake takes you to the very beginning. And the guy rode the snake. And he just sat there and he started just shaking. He would no words, no sounds. He was just, his eyes were closed and he was like he was constipated. He was just shaking. He was just shaking so hard and violently. And I was like, that's the angriest a human can get without exploding. Like he's just and he was so mad and the chat was just laughing. It was just a whole bunch of laughing emotes and shit. And he was just so violently mad. And then the clip ends. And I don't know what happened after that, but I hope that man survived.
Fucking, there's this one clip of Jump King where the guy gets all the way to the end. And what you have to do is just walk to the side and get the queen or get the hot babe at the top. But he jumps to her and jumps over her and then falls all the way down.
Yeah, you showed me that. Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine?
That's so sad.
I was terrified of that actually. When I got to the top, I was so scared because what happened to me was that there's this boss in Sekiro called the Demon of Hatred, and I got stuck on that boss for a very long time. And when I finally beat it, I was so happy. I got my headphones off and I walked away. But I forgot in Sekiro, when you kill a demon, you have to do a finishing blow. And I was so happy I'd walked away before I did the finishing blow. And then the demon got up and then pounded me flat. And I walk over holding this cup of coffee. I'm happy and I look at the screen. And you can see life disappearing behind my eyes. And I'm like, oh no. But I beat it immediately after. Like my next try, I 100% nailed it. I was like, wow, that was cool. Awesome. I did it. I've mastered I've beaten the game. And I was so happy. But that one moment was the closest I've come to feeling the loss of hope. that was real bad. That was real bad, but we rallied very well. It's a good chance I would have broken something.
Yeah, and I did not have. I would do a game like, how do you pronounce this? Sekiro. Yeah, and like Dark Souls, those hard ones. But I guess
Bloodborne is the best one by far, dude.
I think the idea that I don't like about Jump King is how like repetitive, like I guess the design is of the actual game mechanics of just jumping over and over versus like at least
all you gotta do is just jump.
Yeah, exactly. But with
other
games,
my chat would say, just jump.
There's aesthetics to see that you can look around, like you do 360s and all that. But yeah, Jump King, it would just drive me insane. I mean, on the point of that, I have a question for you guys. With our first episode of the podcast, you guys were talking about time passing, like the Wizard 101. That was the longest, like 101 minutes of my life or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you felt like that during this podcast? I don't know if you guys are checking the time at all.
When do we start?
We have been going for an hour 15. I was saying, I was gonna ask. Wow. I think that's like a final cutoff point. If you felt, like time just flew while we just went through this whole.
Make sure you sign 15. Up for the Patreon.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Are we gonna do that?
Yes. Well, I don't know. We'll see how the podcast kicks off. It all depends on how well it goes in the end and how well it's received. But
I want to get sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Can someone make that happen? Does Dr. Pepper sponsor anything? I just want to give me Dr. Pepper.
You have a giant Dr. Pepper thing. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's a foam finger that's 6 feet long. But I didn't get sponsored by them. I just said, hey, I would love to be sponsored by you as a meme.
Pepper doesn't sponsor anything.
You say 6 feet long, you can fit your whole body in there.
Yeah, it's huge. Here, I'll show you. Pretty great. They got it for COVID when it first happened.
That makes sense. It's like you could use it as a mask or something.
Yeah, like
full body mask.
Point at things.
Oh, I just pictured that you could use it as safety. Oh, wow, that is long. Wow, it is actually 6 feet long, isn't it? It just keeps on going. I don't like how you're slowly moving it onto the camera with your arm. It looked like you were just whipping out something very phallic. He's holding it at his waist level as well.
Great.
All right, well.
I deleted the tweet right after because I thought maybe it was a little fucked up, but Code Miko, Twobold, Code Miko tweeted, I want to interview furries. I don't know if you heard that.
What?
Code Miko tweeted, I want to interview a real life furry. And then I tagged
you. Tagged me? What the fuck? Why?
I deleted it.
What a monster. That would explain why I got a ping on my phone that was just you and it said @Twobold and I clicked on it. It didn't go anywhere. I'm like, I wonder what that was about.
That's funny. Well, on that note, I think we can wrap things up there, right?
All right.
Yeah, I think episode 0 of the Phish Tank, success.
Yeah, we just have to run it by James and he'll see if he'll approve of everything that we talked about.
Yeah.
And then I also think, like, for the next one, we definitely should come up with, like, a game plan. Like,
oh, well, we need to come up with an actual, like, we have to say goodbye. I guess last points before I end the recording.
No, but, like... Sure. Topics that we want to hit, like that's important, like just a timeline for the podcast, because you come up, that's the way every podcast is. They come up with like an outline, a rough sketch of what they want to talk about,
Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
I actually think we should talk about Max Steel next time and Commander Forge Ferris.
Let's do it. Are you looking up Max Steel?
I googled it immediately.
You couldn't see that, but Louis was going, let's do it, as he was shaking his head.
No.
No. Let's do it. But yes, thank you if you made it to the end here. Thank you, and I hope that you did. Thank you for listening to the episode 0 of the Phish Tank. This has been Twobold, Louis, and Salty Fish. Thank you again.
I waved.
As well. Thank you to the sponsors that currently do not exist for the podcast.
Sideways.
I smiled.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you around.